Hello, YouTube. It's your boy, Gaz the Spaz, aka Comics King. Today, I have a pretty interesting video. I haven't done a film review in a long time. But I feel the need to do this film review as this is such a colossal event in film history. This is just a massive event in the DC community and superhero films in general. The only other event that I can compare this to is Endgame, really. And Endgame, this movie, in my opinion, is better than Endgame for a couple of reasons, and we will touch on that a bit later. Now, we are, of course, talking about Zack Snyders Justice League, the total revamp and remake of the original Justice League, which, in my opinion, was a colossal buttfuck of a failure and honestly was absolutely disgusting. Was made by Joss Whedon, the guy who made the original two Avengers films, so Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. I hated Age of Ultron. I thought they butchered the character of Ultron. Hence why I think he totally butchered fucking Steppenwolf as well. Now, I honestly thought that the Snyder Cut, would never, ever happen or come to fruition. I honestly thought that all of this fan campaigning would lead to nothing. I thought that, sorry about that, I had to pause quickly, it was a little bit of interference. But basically, I never thought it would come to fruition because, you never think that something that has that much fan passion will really, get to the big executives of DC, right, or Warner Brothers, and it did. It did, and they heard our cries, and our cries were answered, and I'll be okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't support the Snyder Cut. I honestly gave full dissolution. I didn't care about DC after Justice League. After Suicide Squad and Justice League, I honestly thought those two movies god awful. I enjoyed Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel, but DC's movies have been really on. Some of them have been pretty good, some of them have been pretty bad. So, for this to actually happen, for them to actually release a brand new cut of the original film, but completely changed with an R rating in America and an MA15 plus rating here in Australia, it's a big game changer. Now, a minor complaint with the rating: I don't think the rating was justified. It really shouldn't be R or MA because, yes, there is a bit of gore, but if you compare it to the extended cut of Batman vs Superman, there are scenes where Batman pushes guys into the walls and their necks snap and you can see blood on the walls, and that wasn't rated R or MA. So why didn't they rate that R or MA but this one had quite a bit more gore, but I think that it wasn't quite on the edge of gore I wanted. See, I was hoping that we'd see Steppenwolf cut a lot more people in half than he did. I think he really only cut one person in half that I could really see in detail, and that really wasn't that much detail, and you didn't really see it. He mainly just threw people around and their just kind of body just cracked and whatnot. So that was one minor, very minor complaint of mine. But apart from that, pretty much brilliant. Now, the film's opening scene is truly a spectacle. I was wowed. My jaw dropped. Like, if I was a cartoon character, my jaw would have been like really way down because the mother box opens up, Steppenwolf fucking boom just comes down to the ground, and the Amazons are ready to fight, and he just annihilates them. He just fucking annihilates them, and he's just fucking chopping through them, and they all jump onto him and try and hold him down, and then literally the most epic chase scene I've seen in a movie in a long time. The Amazon Queen, Hippolyta, and I can't pronounce her name, she's running with the mother box and she's like trying to fucking get it away from them. And they're being attacked by Steppenwolf and the parademons. Holy fucking shit, it was lit as fuck. It is honestly so fucking cool. This fight scene, man, you just see this fucking giant fucking alien looking motherfucking dude with horns, just fucking boom, 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 just fucking chopping cunts up and just destroying them. And may I just add, holy shit, the redesign for Steppenwolf, fucking 10 out of 10. The original fucking Steppenwolf from 2017's Justice League, he looked like an angry dude with a goatee wearing a helmet. I mean, yeah, that's more accurate to the comics, but he really doesn't look scary at all. Doesn't look scary at all. And we really get some more details about Steppenwolf's story here. Because Steppenwolf is Darkseid's uncle. And they don't quite explain what happened to Darkseid's father, Yuga Khan, but at some point in the story, prior to Justice League, Darkseid ascends to the throne of Apocalypse, and Steppenwolf is not happy about that. He wanted to be king, because he's the brother to the original king. So he tries to betray Darkseid, and Darkseid does not take too kindly to this. So Darkseid exiles Steppenwolf from Apocalypse and says to me, you cannot return until you've conquered the whole galaxy, basically, the whole fucking universe. So Steppenwolf cannot return to the court of Darkseid until he has done exactly that. He has turned every planet he can to dust. And it's kind of interesting to see this villain who was so bland in the original Justice League. Like, he was so bland. You just really couldn't connect to him. Like, if you compare him to Thanos in Avengers, my God, there's very little comparison, right? You know, like, Thanos in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame was fucking amazing. 10 out of 10. Great performance from Josh Brolin. But I must admit, Steppenwolf is a 9 out of 10 for me. He was a very good villain. Not quite Thanos good. Not quite, because didn't have like the same emotion that Thanos carried. Thanos had some great emotion, some great story backtelling. And Thanos' motives were actually quite philosophical, whilst Steppenwolf's is more about loyalty and trying to get back into the court of Darkseid. So he basically hunted down everyone that tried to betray Darkseid. He killed them all. And, Darkseid's still basically saying to him, get the fuck out of here, you're not worth it. And speaking of Darkseid, spoiler alert, because this is a spoiler-filled video, of course, I will put that in the title. Don't expect to see Darkseid a lot. I know. There's only 3 or 4 scenes with Darkseid in it. And this bummed me out a bit, because I was really, really hoping that they kind of cut off at the halfway point, kill Steppenwolf, and then maybe Darkseid be the villain of the last 2 hours and they defeat him. But no, sadly, this is not the way it goes. And we'll talk about that when we talk about the ending. But another thing I just want to add, that I really want to discuss as well, is one of the best characters of the movie that I hated, and I mean hated with a passion, in the original cut, and that was Cyborg. Cyborg, I thought, was goddamn awful in the first Justice League, because he just really they really skipped and skimmed his origin story, and they really tore it to bits, and they just totally butt-fucked it into oblivion. And for me, as someone who knows very little about Cyborg, I felt for him. I really did. I really felt his pain when he was in, playing football, and he looks up to the stadium and sees that his dad's not there watching him, and then, the car crash happens and he's on life support and he's lost his torso, he's lost his lower torso, he's lost his arms, and he's basically dead. And his father, who feels the guilt of not being there for his son, can't let him go. And that hit me hard. That hit me hard in the feels. I really felt that, and I really felt sad. Now, it's a really good redemption arc they have for Cyborg and his father. And, seeing the father bring back Cyborg as a cyborg with the help of the mother box, it's really sad, but it's also really compelling and strong. The speech that he gives to him on the recorder is really amazing and really moved me deeply. And it was truly, truly powerful. It was truly, truly just amazing, and I cannot believe that they didn't manage to do that in the original, because the original just pales in comparison in every single fucking way compared to this cut. Now, as we all know, the reason why the original film sucked is because Joss Whedon did it, because halfway through production, or maybe a quarter into production, I don't know how far it was, Zack Snyder sadly lost his daughter. We don't need to go into that on this, because that's not really part of that, but, if you know what happened, it's really tragic and horrible. But Zack Snyder, I thank you so much for persevering through your loss, and for actually giving us fans what we deserve, for bringing your vision to life, because thousands, if not millions of fans across the world all wanted this to happen. I'm one of the people who personally thought it wasn't going to happen, but I'm so glad it did. This was an experience for the decades. This is just amazing. This will eternally be one of the best products DC has ever come out with. Now, another minor complaint that I have, which I also had with Wonder Woman 84, is excessive use of slow motion. Now, I didn't review Wonder Woman 84 for the channel because, as I said, I don't really review movies anymore because I find them hard to do these days. Don't ask why, I just do. But I found that there was a little bit excessive use of slow motion when it came to the action scenes. And most people will probably disagree with me and say, oh, it was fine, but I don't know, slow motion's just a bit cheesy for me. I don't like slow motion, especially with the Wonder Woman scenes where she's using her gauntlet or whatever. It's really hit and miss for me. But again, very, very minor complaint for an epic film. But yeah, the big problem that I had was that Darkseid was underused. They really should have had him come into the film. They really should have. Now, what else should I discuss? Let's talk about Superman. Let's talk about Superman's return. Now, Superman's return was handled very, very poorly in the original Justice League cut, and I must admit, his return in this film is probably just a tad bit worse. What do you mean? What do you mean, Gaz? What do you mean, comics? How can it be worse? How dare you say that? You all say. Because I think they spent too long diddly-daddling with him, talking to Lois and Martha and going around, walking around and stuff like that. I think they did that for too long, just to add extra time to the film, a bit of padding, and I thought, no, he should have been out there punching the shit out of Steppenwolf, minutes ago, moments ago, But again, minor complaint. But Steppenwolf and the final confrontation with Steppenwolf was epic, with Superman and the rest of the Justice League. It was amazing. But yeah, Superman was just, it was really annoying. He spent quite a lot of his time shirtless, And come on, people, we really don't need to just do that. We don't need to have Superman shirtless. Come on. It's just not needed. It's not, we don't need to see him shirtless. Well, I know the ladies love it, but let's face it, it's no. I wish we got to see more of Martian Manhunter, so I really, really, really hope we get to see more of him, because I was really compelled with his appearances. The way they used him to pretend that he was Martha Kent, and how she spoke to Lois, but it was actually Martian Manhunter. That reveal was really, really cool, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, but I guess, what else can we talk about? My most least favourite character of Justice League, however, has got to be the Flash, played by Ezra Miller. I don't like Ezra Miller as a person. His acting skills are subpar at best. However, I do find that his performance was slightly better in this film, because he had some truly epic moments. However, I still did not enjoy his performance as the Flash. I think they could have found a far better actor, and I don't like the way they portrayed the Flash. The Flash is very goofy and awkward. I know he's a bit awkward in the comics, but he's nowhere near as awkward as he is like in this. So, it is what it is. But like I said, he did have some amazing moments that truly, truly, truly deserve to be pointed out, which I will very soon when I talk about the ending. Now, the big, big elephant in the room. You know I was going to talk about this. You know it. You knew it, folks. You knew it. Big old Joker fan right here. Oh boy, because I had some nasty, nasty, nasty things to say about Jared Leto's Joker when he first was in Suicide Squad. And all I'm going to say is this. His scene is very, very brief. I'm not going to spoil it, because it's the one scene I don't want to spoil for people in this review. All I'm going to say is this. Jared Leto has redeemed himself as the Joker. He has my seal of approval now. If he was to do a solo movie with that level of acting, I will watch it and support it. Now, if Harley Quinn fans out there are expecting to see Harley Quinn in this movie, I have some bad news. You will not see her. Sorry to say it to you folks, but I'm not going to spoil it again, but yeah. Anyway, moving that to the side, because that was only a very brief moment in the film, let's talk about the big, big, big ending. And this is a big ending. So, if you know the plot of the original Justice League, it's about the mother boxes and Steppenwolf trying to get all 3 mother boxes so he can signal Darkseid. And they never ever showed Darkseid in the original. They only mentioned his name once at the very end of the film, before Steppenwolf dies. And in this, they show Darkseid quite a bit, but like I said, only in really 3 or 4 key major scenes. Like I said, I wish he was in it more, but they definitely improved the story so much better, because the mother boxes had a full background story, and we actually found out what they were. They're living entities, they're living techno-organic creatures, basically. Excuse me. And they're actually living. They're not just boxes, they're living. They have a soul kind of thing. And because Cyborg is connected to them, he's the only one that can separate the boxes. Now, the ending. The ending sees the Justice League fighting Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf is kicking the crap out of them. And Superman comes in at the last moment, which I was disappointed with because I would have liked Superman to be there earlier, but anyway. Superman and the rest of Justice League kick the living shit out of Steppenwolf. They stab him in the chest. And it's pretty crazy. And they cut off one of his horns. And it's pretty brutal. And Superman literally just breathes his cold breath onto Steppenwolf's axe and it disintegrates. It's pretty fucking sick. And the coolest thing that I think about Steppenwolf's death is that the first blow is struck by Aquaman. Aquaman stabs him directly in the chest with his trident, and they each have a go at pounding him. But the final blow is struck by Wonder Woman, who cuts his head off. Now, before all of that happens, they actually do successfully unify the mother boxes, and the whole entire fucking world just disintegrates, basically. But the Flash, because he's in between basically time, he quickly goes faster than time and space itself, and actually reverses what happens by going as fast as he can, and he shoots directly, and with the required amounts of energy created from the Speed Force, he powers Ray Fisher, aka the Cyborg, to give him the power he needs to help separate the mother boxes with the help of Superman. And kaboom! The portal opens again, Steppenwolf gets up, they proceed to have that fight, and he goes flying through the air with Aquaman's trident. The trident goes back to Aquaman, and whoom! They sliced his head off. Wonder Woman did. His head goes into the portal along with his body. Now, I thought that was fucking epic. I would have liked to have seen Steppenwolf have some final words. He didn't really. He was just like, Rrr. But that's okay. That's okay. As far as a final battle goes, epic. And then then there's a bunch of stuff with basically showing what the Justice League's doing after that, the battle. And then we see Arkham Asylum, and we see what we think is Lex Luthor in the cell. The guard goes over, turns the bald guy around, and it's actually just another crazy patient laughing. They sound the alarm, crazy person out. And Lex Luthor is on a boat, and this is the actual original scene from the original Justice League, showing him talking to Deathstroke, who looked awesome as usual. I love his outfit they used. Fucking epic. Kind of signifying that they're going to create the League of Doom, which is really, really cool. And then they also had that was awesome. They showed that. I'm not going to talk about the proper ending scene, but really, it ended on a cliffhanger. The ending ends on a cliffhanger, and one of my biggest gripes with this film, unfortunately, is that they said that they're not going to make a part 2 or a sequel. That really saddens me, because this film makes me want more. I need more. I need to see more of Jared Leto's Joker in that version, the Nightmare Joker. I need to see more Nightmare Batman. I need to see all of it. I need to see Darkseid invade Earth properly. And I really, really do hope that they do make part 2. So please, Warner Brothers and DC, don't listen to the haters, listen to the fans. The fans who have seen this movie enjoy it. 10 out of 10, highly fucking recommend. Watch it fucking right now.